morning everyone. Happy Valentine's Day. It's actually Valentine's Day today. I've got my little heart mug to mark the occasion. Kenny's actually away for a couple of nights, so we're just delaying the whole Valentine's thing until Thursday when we're going to do like a really lovely, just like a date at home. Just be, really mindful about actually spending the evening together, not just on our phones or just watching TV or whatever, like do some activities together. And I actually heard, this is going so on a tangent already, this is not what today's video is meant to be about, but I was listening to Jay Shetty on the Diary of a CEO podcast the other day, and I think it was this, and he was saying one of the most meaningful things that couples can do together is to do a new experience together, because a lot of the time in a relationship it's kind of like one person saying to the other, oh, I really enjoy doing this, will you come with me and do it with me and try it with me? So it's normally that kind of dynamic where one person has done something before and is showing the other person or hoping the other person will like it or whatever. So it's not quite equal in that sense. So what he was saying was amazing to do was try something completely new to both of you together. So I think on Thursday we're also going to book something or plan something that neither of us have ever done before. It could just be something super small, but that's our Valentine's plans. I did, however, see this morning that Kenny has left my Valentine's card like open, like he's not written it yet, we're doing it all on Thursday, but my card is on the table open, not even in the envelope. And I'm alone in the house for the next 2 days, so he's not really thought through the surprise element of things. That's such a guy thing to do, isn't it? I know if I said to him, why have you left my Valentine's card there? He'd be like, oh, well, you know I'd get your card anyway, but I personally like a surprise, so I'm not going to ruin it for myself. I'm going to shut my eyes and move it to somewhere where I can't see it. What we're actually talking about today is like the little habits that I have or the routine that I do when I feel a bit stuck. You know, when your energy just feels a bit off and you feel a bit, I guess kind of like a bit in a rut, and you just need to raise your vibration, get into a more positive, productive mindset, and just get your energy flowing again and that sort of stuff. So I've actually got off to a really good start this year. I've been doing all the things that make me feel good. I've been consistent with work stuff and all the things that are important to me. And I've been feeling really good and really positive until about a week ago, things started to slow down a little bit and I got really busy. So I was like skipping the things that make me feel good and just thinking like I don't have time to do that, which is never true, by the way. You can always find time for the things that matter. I was just using work and other things as an excuse not to do the things that I know are so important for me. I have set aside a whole day today to do this series of things, this kind of routine or all of the little habits that I know puts me into a much better mindset. Everything we're going to talk about today is very mindset focused. It's all about getting into a positive, abundant, high vibration kind of mindset. You might have heard a lot about lucky girl syndrome recently. That is just everywhere. But essentially that's just another way of like manifesting. It's another branch of law of attraction, and it's all about your energy, your vibration, your mindset, your outlook, being grateful and all that stuff. But you don't necessarily have to buy into the law of attraction or even understand it or even know anything about it. All of these little habits will get you into a more positive space and out of a rut and all of that stuff anyway. It's the last thing I'm going to say, but just super quickly, as I said, I've set aside today to do this, but you don't have to necessarily do all these things in one day. You could do it over a few days, you could do it in a week, a couple of weeks, whatever works for you. And although this is pretty much the order that I do these steps in, it doesn't have to be this order. Again, just whatever works for you. So let's get into step one. First couple of steps for me are always about kind of like cleansing. And it will not come as any surprise that step one, the very, very first thing that I do is sort out the house. I feel like this is so important because there is just something about waking up in the morning, walking through to the kitchen, it's clean, it's sparkling, everything's in its place, you've got your diffuser, it smells good. That just really sets the tone for the day and almost just reinforces the kind of mindset of like, I've got my stuff together. I'm the kind of girl that keeps her kitchen clean, that wakes up in the morning and everything's where it should be. And I think that's another major thing about keeping your space tidy, is that your good habits are super accessible. One very clear example of this for me is if I don't wash my NutriBullet the night before, then when I come in the morning and I think I want to make a smoothie, if I can see I have to wash it up, it's just that extra mental obstacle between making a good choice of having a smoothie for breakfast, or having something easier, or not having breakfast at all, or making a less good choice. And that applies to other areas. So let's say you have like a really creative spark and you think, oh, I'm going to go to my office, I'm going to write all of this down and I'm going to get going on some work. But then you walk into your office and you can barely see your desk, and you can't find your diary, or you can't find your laptop, or there's nowhere to sit down because all your clothes are piled on the chair. It's just that extra obstacle between you and making your good, positive choices. So that's what we're going to do this morning. I've got my minky in hand. The kitchen is just cluttered from last night. So we're just going to have a quick whiz round, get everything sorted, and then we can move on to step 2. I've shown you this before, but this is the best cleaning spray ever. It literally smells like room fragrance, but it's got nothing at all bad in it. It's all made out of like plant stuff, and there's no harsh chemicals. I just love this. Look at what I've just found behind the flower pot. I think somebody has been ripping apart the plant. I wonder who that was. I wonder who that was. Oh, is that a confession? So now that Okay. So now that Rue is in a playing mood, this is going to be interesting. The next few things that we do are going to focus on shifting any like stubborn, stuck, stagnant kind of energy and just getting things flowing again. And I feel like for me, the best place to start is by shifting any stuck, stubborn energy that we have within our bodies. So we're going to get moving this morning. I think because we're focusing on like energy work and everything today, it would be a really nice morning to do some yoga, because yoga is very heavily based on obviously moving your body, but also moving energy around your body and mindset and all of the things that we're thinking about today. Are you gonna do it with me? I have a feeling you are. Okay. So that's where we're going to start this morning. I'm going to get into some yoga, get things moving, and then once we're feeling good in our bodies, we can move on to tackling other tasks. So the next thing that I make sure I'm doing is fueling my body with food that makes me feel good. There's 2 ways of looking at this. Obviously, in the moment, eating loads of chocolate, eating fries, eating crisps, eating mac and cheese, they make you feel great in the moment. I am not denying that. I am all for my treats, but this is where the balance element comes into it, because they make you feel amazing in the moment, and that's so valid and that's so important. But you also need to make sure that you're consuming enough of the foods that make you feel good in the long term, throughout the whole day, throughout the whole week, and just in life. For me, a definite high vibe, feel good food is a smoothie. When I wake up in the morning and I've done my Pilates and I've had a smoothie, I just feel invincible. I feel ready for the day. I feel like I've already achieved something. I feel like I've looked after my body, and I just feel like that girl. And a smoothie is a perfect breakfast for me because I am like a light breakfast kind of girl. So I am going to make my morning smoothie. The next thing I always do is spend some time outside. There is nothing like a change of scenery and some fresh air to just completely change your perspective and shift your mood. So if I can feel that my day has got off to a bit of a slow start, or I'm feeling sluggish, or my mood is a bit low, getting outside is something that I will always do. And it truly does make the biggest difference. Okay, so the next thing I do to just shift some stubborn, unwanted energy and get things flowing again is I write a list of all the jobs that I have been putting off. So I've just started writing this now. You can see really fun stuff on there, like invoices, returns, even more fun, pay a parking fine, and then kitchen cupboard choice I've written on there. Not because that's not fun, but because I'm very indecisive, and you know, choice paralysis, I get that a lot, where I don't want to make the wrong decision, so I just don't make a decision. So I need to get onto that today because we need to put the order in and get it going. So I think the first thing that I'm going to tackle on here is doing my returns. When I shop online, I sometimes buy things in like multiple sizes, or obviously just buy things and then they get here and they're not what I thought they would be and all of that kind of stuff. There's always returns to do, and I don't know why I do it to myself, because I don't know why, but there is just nothing I hate more than doing returns. Again, it's one of those things that's way worse in my head. Once you actually start putting things into boxes, putting labels on, and just drive them to the post office, it's not actually that bad. So let's just get started somewhere and start with my returns. Now these, I'm not 100% sure I'm sending them back yet. I just am really undecided. So I thought I would bring them in here and show them to you. I saw them on someone else actually, just with like a really casual day-to-day like jeans kind of outfit, and I just thought they looked so cool. But then I tried them on me and I don't know. So what do we think? They're like this suede grey kind of colour. So I'm not going to package them up yet, just in case I do want to keep them. But let me know what you think about that. Okay, so the next thing that I do is have a declutter. I feel like if there is one place in this household where there is definitely a ton of stuck, stubborn energy, it is in my currently very messy, very disorganized wardrobe. Like, let me just open the door and show you this. Don't know if, can you even see that? My jeans are just, they're not even in piles, they're just thrown up there. And then this bit of my wardrobe here used to be color coordinated. It used to be like t-shirts, through to jumpers, through to hoodies. And right now we even have a coat in here, and it's just a bit chaotic. And obviously one of the very first things you do is get dressed, and opening my wardrobe in the morning, being confronted with jeans falling on my head and just not knowing where anything is, it's just not a good organised way to start my day. I also have been putting off for the longest time actually decluttering my wardrobe, so getting rid of some of the stuff that I don't wear anymore, selling it or giving it to charity. It can go to a better home, someone that needs it more, someone that will give it more love than I do. So I'm going to spend literally just 10 minutes pulling out items and putting them into a pile of things that I need to do something with. This kind of like decluttering principle might be more relevant for you on your desk. It might be the junk drawer in the kitchen. It might be the cupboard of doom in the hallway. Wherever that little hidden spot is that you're just closing the door on and trying to ignore, just go and tackle it, and it will really have the biggest impact, and it just does wonders for like the overall feeling in your home. So let's get on with it. The last couple of things I do are really super focused on mindset and getting our mindset to a more positive, abundant, grateful, just high vibe kind of space. For me, one of the very best ways to do this is reading a really good book on mindset. So I've just grabbed a couple that I've read recently, but I will put a full list on my Amazon storefront under non-fiction books. All of my favourite kind of mindset books are there. I've talked about these two a lot already this year, so I'm not going to say too much. But this one is an amazing book if you don't know what I'm going on about when I talk about energy and vibration and all of that stuff. This book will explain all of that to you. But I also think it's a really great book if you just want a refresh, or you've been feeling a bit out of alignment and you just need some steps to get you back to where you should be. And then The Miracle Morning, I really love this. It's a lot more than just telling you how to have a good morning. It's very heavily based around mindset and law of attraction and all of that kind of stuff. I don't think he sort of outwardly says that it's based in and around the law of attraction, but if you read it, it definitely is. You'll know what I mean. But yeah, like I said, they're not the be all and end all. They are just ones that I've read this year, but all of them are linked on my Amazon storefront in the description. Okay, so the final kind of group of things that I will do, I am going to call energy work. So these are the things that I do where I guess the main kind of purpose of doing them is to specifically work on my mindset and get my energy in the right place, and all of that stuff. So for me, this is things like journaling, gratitude, visualization, affirmation, creating a vision board, goal lists, or anything like that. So some of them obviously are daily habits, and then things like creating a vision board or goal list, they might be yearly, they might be 6 monthly, they might be monthly, weekly, whatever works for you. But some of the ones that I do more regularly that just help me kind of like stay on track are gratitude journaling. I don't even need to tell you guys about this because I've spoken about it so much, and I don't think there is a single person on YouTube who doesn't have this 5-minute journal. But as I've said before, the 5-minute journal is a nice to have. It keeps you accountable. It's pretty, looks nice next to your bed and reminds you to do it. But really, this can just be done on a piece of paper in any notebook. You could do it on your phone. You don't need to buy this journal. So I will normally start and end my day by filling this out, and it really does something. It really does have an impact. And then another thing that I have recently gotten into is doing like guided visualization meditation. Rue is currently playing next to the tripod, so if you move every now and then, you can thank Rue for that. So I definitely don't do this every day. I typically do it maybe like once a week. I like to do it in the bath. I feel like I can really relax and really get into it when I've got like my bath salts and stuff in. And I know in the summer this is something that will work really well for me to do outside. I wanted to show you the video that I use because I've only ever used one. I mean, I've only been doing this year. So it's this video here. I will link it down below. But it's just 10 minutes long, and it just walks you through visualizing a goal of yours or somewhere you want to get to. But I tried a few, and I think for me 10 minutes is like my sweet spot, and I just really liked this one. Rue is really bringing the chaotic energy. I don't know if you can see her. So I'm going to take 15 minutes and I'm going to do these two things. 3, 2, 1. To all the changes in your physical world. When you are ready, become fully present in your body and open your eyes. Sorry, I've just been gulping down some water. I'm really thirsty. So they are all the little things that I've done with my morning. I actually got most of them done this morning that have just helped me to shift some of the stubborn energy and just get back to a place where I feel more in like my flow state, more positive, more like I am on the right track. So I can go into my afternoon just feeling like a breath of fresh air. It's just so nice just to feel happy, positive, grateful. So yeah, they're the things that I do when I need to get things moving and get out of a rut, stop myself feeling stuck. And I really hope that you found them helpful. So thank you guys so much for being here. Remember that there is absolutely nothing that's out of your reach. There's nothing that you can't achieve. If you can dream it, you can achieve it, and all of that stuff. Have the best few days, and I will see you on Sunday. Bye guys.